Hey, what's up everybody? Good morning to you on this fine Sunday morning. Today I'm going to show you guys what to do when you guys bring home a brand new budgie home for the first time. So as many of you guys know are getting into the world of aviary, you might want to pick out a bird. If you decide to go through the budgie route, which is short for parakeet, they're very easy to take care of. They're beginner entry level bird, but they do require some care. So, going back to that first day that you bring your budgies home, you don't want to interact with them too much. They're going to stay away from you. They're going to be quiet most of the time. The average time to give them is usually about 3 days to a week, to let them just get used to their cage. You don't want to move things around too much, because during this process they're going to be exploring the cage, getting used to their surroundings, and basically just adapting to their new home. So what I have here is a very easy basic setup. I didn't put too much in their cage, because also you have to realize and remember that cage size, you do want them to have that free flight ability in their cage. And if you put too much stuff in, like toys and perches and everything, even though you have that big cage, it'll become a small cage, because all the things are keeping them from flying around. So you don't want to stack your cage too much with too many toys and stuff, and you kind of want to introduce toys slowly. For example, if you had a toy in your cage for like 2 or 3 weeks and the budgie is not interacting with that toy anymore, then I think it's time for you to switch it out with another toy, and let that budgie get used to that toy and play with it and everything. Also, I've seen from other YouTube videos about perches. Yes, you do want to have different types of perches, so that your bird can adapt to them. The most recommended perches are, if you see that one in the back over there, perch, and that does. Over here on the left gets a little critical sometimes with sand perches, because sometimes your budgie might tend to think it's a little snack and he'll start biting at it. But I haven't had problems with that, because I have the spray millet there. And the other thing with spray millet is, yes, it's a good treat. Yes, it's good for activating their hunting instincts and foraging, but you have to be careful with how much millet you let out for your budgies, because if they get too attached to that, they will become very fat, and they'll depend on that too much. So you want to have their staple diets, which is their pellets and vegetables and fruits, and only introduce the millet like as a treat. You don't want that to be their staple diet. Also, you'll want to have fresh water for them available to them. Again, don't be alarmed if the first couple days they're just kind of chilling, not chirping, not doing much, because they do still feel a little insecure. So again, once that week or two or a couple days and they start chirping and they start on their own, don't go forcing your budgie. Like, don't go in there, don't reach your hand in, don't try to do step up techniques or anything, because you're only going to scare your budgie more. So keep those in mind. And then also, as time progresses, your budgie will learn to trust you. Like when they're most vocal, like that's their natural instinct in the wild, is to call out to their companions. So yeah, like for me,